So we'll start in a supine position. So you can come onto your back. And then once you're on your back, your legs could be extended or knees bent with your feet on the floor. Good morning. And maybe have one hand to heart and one hand to belly to begin. I'll kind of guide you through this first breath. So on this first big inhale, really fill up the lungs and think about the lungs in three parts. So you're going to fill up the bottom, the very bottom of the lungs as you inhale. Move up to the middle and then to the very top of the lungs. And as you exhale, reverse that. So we'll just release the top, the middle, all the way to the very bottom of the lungs. Morning, Peg. And then begin again on the inhale. Move the breath to the very bottom of the lungs. Filling up the top. And reverse on your exhale. And just take a few more moments here, smoothing out your breath, lengthening your breath. Relax your shoulders. Take one more breath in. And a long exhale. If your legs are straight, you're going to start to bend the knees one at a time into your chest. Morning, Erica. And then give yourself a little hug here. So squeeze your knees in close. You can rock side to side. Spread out your toes, roll your ankles. Maybe make some circles on your low back. And then let the knees go wider. So a little happy baby. And we'll come back to happy baby at the end so we can notice the difference that we have made in these hips. And again, you can still make that movement side to side. Still make a circle if you'd like. Good. And then bring the knees back in like a book, let the feet come back to the floor. So we're like in a bridge position here. We're just going to work on the spine a little bit before we get started. So on the inhale, roll the tailbone down towards the mat, and that'll create a little arch underneath your low back. You might even be able to put your hands under there and notice that arch you made. And then as you exhale, roll the tailbone up towards the sky, but we're not going to lift the hips, so it's not going up all the way here. Just push the low back down into the floor. And then we'll repeat. Inhale, roll the tailbone down, create the arch, and exhale. Push the low back down into the mat. And continue with that movement. So on your inhale, we create the arch. On the exhale, we flatten. And you can move that just to your own breath. So just go at your own pace. Let's take 2 more of those. Get 2 more full cycles. You want the inhale and the exhale. Good. And then once you finish up your sets there, you're going to start to walk the knees back into the chest again. We're going to take a twist. So let the arms come out to T or to cactus. Bring both knees over to the left. And take your gaze over to the right. Take a big breath in the side body. Nice long exhale. On the inhale, bring the knees back to center, pull the belly in, and exhale, take them over to the right. Nice big breath in the side body on the left now. And you're going to pull the belly in, bring the knees back to the chest. We're going to rock and roll on the spine a few times. You can do that as many times as you like. And then we'll meet up here in a seated position. So come on up to your seat. Sits bones ground down. Nice tall spine here. Take the hands out to the side. Let the fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Now twist towards your left. So your right arm's going to go forward. Your left arm's going to go back. You can move that right hand to the outside of the left knee. But keep lifting up into that tall spine. Look over your left shoulder. On the inhale, bring the hands back up over the head, and then we'll twist towards the right. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Lift up, nice tall spine. Look over your shoulder. Exhale. Great, we come back to center on the inhale. And then one more time each side. Right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up, let the palms come together, slide the hands in heart center. Just take a forward fold here, walk the hands out towards the top of your mat. Let your head just hang, let your chin tuck in. Take another inhale. And then exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog. Take your time. That might mean rolling over your shins. That might mean just coming to a side. However you want to get back into down dog. And then once you're in your down dog, making any kind of movement in this first down dog that helps you get into your legs. Maybe you need a little bit more bend in the first one. Maybe you need a little wider stance on the first one. Just notice how you feel here. Check in. All right, and then we'll set up for some stillness in this down dog. So let the hips go high, the inner thighs go back, the heels start to sink. Your head just moves here, upper outer arms squeeze in, and all of the fingertips push into the floor. All right, on your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Bring the right knee in towards your chest. Step the right foot up in between the hands and drop the left knee. Walk the hands up to the top of the right leg. Squeeze your knee and your heel towards one another. And then bring your hands back behind. Interlace your fingers here. So you can leave your hands at your low back, or you can extend and stretch the knuckles back. But keep the heels and the palms squeezing in towards one another. And then lift your heart here. A little back bend. Let the hips sink down towards the floor. And then on the exhale, release. Just plant the hands, step back, find down dog again. Big inhale. And a long exhale. Lift the left leg now. Bring the left knee in towards your chest. Step the left foot up and drop your right knee. All right, and then we take that squeeze, knee to heel, heel to knee. Bring the hands back behind, interlace. You can stretch the knuckles back or down. Inhale, lift your heart, sink your hips. Yeah, we're gonna get in there today. And release, plant your hands, step back, find down dog. All right, inhale, rise high onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, let your belly rest on your thighs. Now hold here for a moment, really strong in the arms, stretching your fingertips forward. And then when you're ready, find your way up to the top of the mat. So that could be a whole bunch of steps or just a couple. And then when you're at the top of the mat, widen your stance. Let your feet come more than hip distance apart. Let your head hang down. You can rock side to side a little bit here, shifting weight. All right, we're going to bring those hands back just like we did in the lunge. Hands come back behind the back, interlace the fingers. Remember, heels of palms squeezing towards one another here. You can keep them bent or you can stretch them. We're going to take a little twist. So bend your right knee, let your right ribs come onto your right thigh, and then roll up that left shoulder towards the sky. So you're looking over that left shoulder. Now see if you can straighten through your left leg a little bit more. Keep your left your left toes pressing into the floor. Very good. And exhale, come back to center. Release your hands. Take a half lift here on your next inhale, hands to shins, and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, refold. All right, we'll go opposite side. So hands come back, interlace behind the back again. We're gonna bend the left knee, let the left ribs rest on the left thigh there. And then you can straighten those arms or you can leave them. See if you can straighten your right leg a little bit more. Look for that in your right hamstring. Look up over your right shoulder. Good, we come back to center. Once again, inhale, half lift. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, refold. So heel your feet back in, so now they're hip distance apart. Push down into your feet, round the back, tuck the chin. We're coming all the way up to stand. Take a big stretch when you get up. And then send the hands to your heart. All right. Keep your right hand at heart and move your left hand down your left leg. You're going to push down into that right foot and then just reach your right arm up towards the sky as you reach your left fingers down towards the floor. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, come back center. Hands come into heart center prayer. All right, keep your left hand where it is. Take your right hand down your right leg. And then inhale, stretch that left arm up towards the sky. Stretch the right fingers down towards the floor. Good. We come back to center. Hands come to heart. Take a big breath in. Stretch the arms up. And then on your exhale, swan dive, go back forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to down dog. We're going to go through our vinyasa nice and slow, this first one here. Inhale, come forward to plank. Drop the knees to the floor. Exhale, bend the elbows, keep them close to the ribs, and slide all the way down to the mat. Belly touches down. Tops of the feet press in. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high, tip toes again. Exhale, bend your knees. Find your way to the top of the mat. Step, jump, or walk. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, tuck the chin, round the back. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And then exhale, refold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step back. Take that flow. So this time through, you might add full plank. You might add up dog. And remember, you can always skip the whole thing. Find a child's pose or down dog. Okay. One more time, we're going to do that same sequence, that same Sunday. Inhale, rise high, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, get the belly to the thighs. Look forward, step, jump, or walk your way up top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push down into your feet, bend your knees. Tuck your chin, round your back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms come into heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift and fold. Step back and flow. All right, and then back in your down dog here. We're just going to take another different little stretch in down dog. So bend your knees, bend both of your knees, swing both of your heels over to the right side of your mat. I'm going to stack the left foot in front of my right foot here, and then really drop my chest towards the floor. But stay strong in both of your hands. Try to keep the weight even in both of your hands. Oh yeah. Come back to center, inhale. And then exhale, swing both of the heels over to the left. Put one foot in front of the other. Bend the knees and drop the chest if you can. That one's a little tighter for me on that side. And then we come back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Step the right foot up in between the hands. We're going back to that low lunge again. So drop the left knee down. Rise up to low lunge. This time bring hands to heart center. And we'll take a twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Or hands to the outside of the leg. Lift the heart to the thumbs. Take a breath in. Right, and then exhale, release. Swing your right leg all the way back to 3-point down dog. So pick up your left knee. Right leg goes all the way back and then open it up this time. So bend the knee, open up the hip. Okay, and we'll go left side. Left leg lifts. Step the left foot up in between the hands. We got that low lunge here. And then palms come to heart. We'll take the twist. Right elbow to the outside of the left leg or hands to the outside of the leg. Good. Now lift your heart to your thumbs, roll your shoulders back and down. Take one more breath in. Release. Pick up your back knee. Swing your left leg all the way back and open up the hip. Flex the foot. Great. Left foot comes to meet right foot. Inhale, rise high, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Step, jump, or walk your way up to top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push down into the feet. Inhale, rise. This time as you exhale, go to chair. Send the hips down. All right. Settle in here. Wiggle your toes around. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet and lift the heels. So squeeze those inner knees towards one another. See if you can hold. See if you can find your balance there. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Sink the heels. Drop a little deeper in your chair. Maybe reach the arms up here. Slide the shoulders away. Keep your gaze down. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back through flow. Or meet us in downward facing dog. All right, continuing on here. Right leg lifts. Step the right foot up in between the hands. We're going to rise to crescent. So keep that back knee lifted and rise. Good. And then again, bring the hands back behind. Interlace the fingers. Lift your heart. Slide your knuckles down your left leg. Keep squeezing your heel towards your toes towards your heel. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release. Plant the hands, swing that right leg all the way back again, just like we did before. Bend the knee, open up the hip. All right. Let the right foot come to meet the left. We'll go left side, left leg lifts. Bring the foot up to the top of the mat. We're gonna rise to crescent here. And then the hands come back behind. Interlace the fingers, lift the heart, a little bit of that back bend, slide the knuckles down. But keep squeezing the legs, keep scissoring the legs. Inhale there. Exhale, release. Swing the left leg back. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Perfect. Left foot comes to meet right foot. One more time. Inhale, rise high, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump, or walk your way up top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push down into the feet. Inhale, rise. And exhale, chair. Sink it down. All right, just holding chair here. See if you can sink a little further. Now, the last time we added the arms, you can add those again here. You can also take the arms a little bit more forward and let the ribs go down onto the thighs. So it's more like a skier's position chair, right? I'm just taking my gaze right down to the floor. All right, if you can stay there, bring the hands back behind now. Start to stretch the fingers towards the back of the mat, but the heart stretches forward. I know it's burning in the quads. Take another inhale. Awesome. And exhale, release, forward fold. Whew. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step back. Vinyasa. All right, right leg lifts. Step the right foot all the way to the outside of the right hand. So it's really wide. Now look forward as you drop your hips down towards the floor. Inhale. And then exhale. Keep really strong in your arms. Now just step your right foot back to your left. Don't move your hips. We're moving right back to plank. If you need to drop your knees, go ahead and drop your knees here. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, lift up from your hips and go back into downward facing dog. We're going to do that again. Left side, left foot steps up to the outside of the left hand. So really wide. Drop your hips, look forward, inhale. All right, strong in the arms. Push down into your hands and just step your left foot back to meet your right. And that's plank. Or you can drop your knees, kneeling plank. Inhale here, move from your hips, exhale back, downward facing dog. One more time. Right foot steps to the outside of your right hand, wide. Drop your hips, look forward, inhale. All right, keep really strong in the core. Step your right foot back, plank. And then on your exhale, move from your hips, go back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a long breath out. Here we go, left side. Left foot steps all the way to the outside of the left hand, wide. Drop the hips, inhale, look forward. Keep this core strong, step back, plank. And then on your exhale, move from your hips, go back downward facing dog. Beautiful. So that probably heated you up a little bit. Let's add on. Okay. Same step with the right foot. It's going to the outside of the right hand. Now left foot's going to go to the outside of the left hand. We're going into squat. All right, and you can stay up a little higher. So arms can come to your thighs if you need that extra support here. You can go a little lower if that's okay for you. Just hold. Take another breath in. Perfect. Exhale, start to lift the hips, come back into forward fold. If your toes were facing out, you're going to turn them forward. And then drop your forehead here. Drop your head, let it hang loose. Hands come to your elbows. And just move side to side in ragdoll. Release the hands to the floor. Inhale, take half lift. Exhale, fold, step back, add a vinyasa if you wish. All right, we gotta do it again. We'll go to the left side first this time. We're gonna switch it up. So left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. Right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. We come into our squat. You can be up higher if you need to be, or down lower. Stay strong in your legs. If your arms are inside of your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms, and your arms resist and they push back into your legs. Good. Take a breath in. On the exhale, hands plant, lift the hips. Turn your toes back again to face forward, top of the mat, and let your head hang loose. So you can go back to that ragdoll. We can also do ragdoll behind the arms, so you can bring, or behind the legs. So you can bring the arms behind the legs and still grab onto your elbows there. Just get a little bit more juice in the hamstring that way. Great, release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step back. Take a flow or find your way back into downward facing dog. Okay, just gonna add on. Let's go right foot, lift it. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Come into squat. All right, now come up a little higher if you're not there. We're gonna lean over towards this right thigh. You can have the right elbow on that right thigh and look over your left shoulder. You can also extend the arms like we did earlier here. Right fingers reach down, left fingers reach up. Come back to center. Twist opposite side. Left fingers reach down, right fingers reach up. Great, come back to center. One more inhale. Exhale, release, forward fold. Turn the toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. Vinyasa if you wish. All right. Settling breath there. All right, let's switch it up. Right leg lifts. Step the right foot up in between the hands. Come on up to warrior one. So seal that back heel. Rise on up. Let the hands come to your hips. All right, we're going to widen the stance now. So right foot's going to go a little bit wider to the right edge of the mat. And you can take a step in with that back foot. You can bring that left foot up a little bit closer towards the top of the mat. Bring the hands back behind. Interlace the fingers again. Inhale, lift your heart. And now as you exhale, we're going to start to come into humble warrior. So a bunch of options here. You can stay higher. You can hover over this right thigh. You can start to slide inside. Maybe you rest on the thigh, or maybe you bring your shoulder inside of the right leg. Whichever of these you choose, squeeze your right hip in and back towards your left toes. Try to keep your shoulders loose here. Release your head. Awesome, one more inhale. Hands come to the floor. Pick up your back heel. We're gonna twist lunge. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches up towards the sky. If you need the left knee down, drop it. Always right hand can come to the thigh as well. Good. Roll your heart up. Take a big breath. Keep lifting that back thigh. And then step back, find down dog. We'll skip flow for a moment here. Okay, left side, left foot steps up in between the hands. We're going to rise up to warrior one. Seal the back heel. Hands come to your hip. Widen up your stance. Left foot goes a little wider. If you need to step the right foot in a little bit, You can. Bring the hands back behind. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hinge. And then remember, you got those options. So you can stay high. You can drop the ribs onto the thigh, or you can drop your left shoulder inside of your left leg. Squeeze your left hip in and back towards your right big toe. You can extend the arms up towards the sky, but again, like we did earlier, keep the heels of the palms squeezing towards one another. Great. Try to keep the breath steady. The shoulders relax. All right, and we'll finish out with the twist. Right hand comes down inside the left foot. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. You can drop the right knee or keep it lifted. Try to roll your hips open. Keep them square. Take a big breath in. And then exhale. Left hand comes down. Step back. Find down dog again. Okay, and we'll add on. Right leg lifts. Step the right foot up in between the hands. Seal that back heel. Rise on up. Interlace the fingers. Widen the stance. Coming to humble, we're not going to stay as long this time, so drop the chest. Let the hands come to the floor. Pick up your back heel and kick off. So now you're going to start in a supported warrior 3 with your hands down to the floor. Push through your left heel. Reach it back towards the back of the mat. All right. Now you can stay here. You can move this into regular warrior 3. I would bend the right knee a little bit here. Draw the hands into heart center and start to lift the chest away from the right thigh. Now as you stretch your left heel back, you push down into your right foot. Roll your left pinky toe down towards the floor to keep the hips square. Stay there. Or if you'd like to do half balanced moon today, right fingers can come down to the floor, left fingers reach up, and we start to roll this open. So opening up the hip, those toes now face towards the left side of the room. If it throws your balance off to look up, just keep your gaze down. Take one more breath. Great. Exhale, release. Start to go back to your original position here. So if you were in supported the whole time, just stay right there. And then step the left foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Look forward, inhale. Good, and a little bit of a pyramid pose here. So this is a modified pyramid. I'm gonna keep the back heel lifted away from the floor. It's not sealed. And I'm squeezing, just like we did in Warrior 1, I'm squeezing right hip in and back. All right, there's a little bend behind the right knee, and I'm pushing down into the right big toe mound. And notice if you're holding your shoulders up to your ears, and let them go. On your inhale, bend your knee, look forward. On your exhale, go back to pyramid. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, look forward, bend your right knee. Exhale, straighten. And then one more time, bend the knee, look forward, inhale. Now plant your hands, step back. Remember that plank? Yeah, hold plank, take a breath in. Exhale, move back into downward facing dog. Great, and if you want to flow there, come forward into your flow. If you need a rest, take child's pose. Let the knees come to the floor. We'll wait for you. Morning, Heidi. Great, take another big breath in. And a long breath out. We got it. Here we go. Left side. Left leg lifts. We start in that humble warrior. Left foot steps up, seal the back heel, rise up here, make a little bit more room, interlace the fingers, and then hover. Remember, you can rest onto that thigh. Squeeze your left hip in and back. Keep the heels of the palms coming together. Great, inhale. And then exhale into supported warrior 3 to start. So hands come forward, pick up your back foot, flex the foot, push through the heel, toes point down. So we're staying here, that's option number 1. Or we're taking this into warrior 3, bend your left knee a little bit, pull your belly in, bring your hands to your heart. Oops. If you fall out, come back in. And then when you get there, lengthen. So heart goes forward, heel pushes back. Push down into your left leg. Use your muscles. Roll that right pinky toe down towards the floor. Okay, and then there's your option for half balance moon. Left hand reaches towards the floor, right hand reaches up towards the sky, and we roll the hip open, toes point towards the right side of the room. And yeah, if you fall out, you just come back. Or we're here. All right. If you're in half balance, you're slowly making your way back to supported warrior 3. Bend your left knee, send your right foot back. Okay, we're going right to plank. So push into your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right foot. Hold plank for just a moment. And then exhale, go through your flow or hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Wow, this class went fast today. All right, not exactly done yet. Take a child's pose. So let the knees come to the floor if they're not there. Let them open up wide. Let your hips settle back to your heels and walk your hands forward. Let your forehead come to the floor. And we're going to move this into puppy pose. So this is also an option for down dog always too. So lift your hips. You can move your knees in so that they're right underneath your hips. And then just start to walk your hands forward as you drop your chest towards the floor. Now your chin can come to the mat. Some people can get their throat down. That's pretty stretchy. If you need your forehead down, you can do forehead. But the hips stay high here. So a little bit more in the shoulders in this one. Awesome. All right, and then rise back on up here. Tuck your toes. Find your way into downward facing dog again. All right, right leg lift. Step the right foot up in between the hands. Seal the back heel. We're going to come all the way up and around into warrior 2. So right knee drops over top of right ankle. Stretch through your fingers. Seal that back heel. Keep your right knee exactly where it is. Drop your left hand. And then inhale, stretch up and back. All right, hold here. Keep reaching your right knee forward, your right finger is back. And then on your next inhale, straighten your right leg. Hinge here, left hip goes back towards the back of the room. And then start to slowly come into your triangle pose. So the right fingers can start to reach down to the floor. Maybe they come to your shin, little bend behind the right knee. And roll the heart up towards the sky. We can take a little half bind here. Turn the left palm back behind you and bring the left hand behind you. So maybe you're just holding onto your shirt or your hands just resting at your low back. Or you can bring that left hand, the left fingers inside of your right leg. Good. And then take your gaze up. Big breath in. Good. Release. Rebend that right leg. Plant the hands. Step back. Find downward facing dog. We'll go left side. Left foot steps up. We're going to come into warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Left knee over the top of the left ankle and stretch through your fingers. Okay, keep that left knee going exactly in the same place. We're going to drop the right hand, reach the left arm up. Big breath in. Good. Now straighten your left leg. Start to come into triangle. Send your right hip back. Left hand down. Right arm reaches. Slide the left hand down your leg. You can hold on to your shin here. Or come to the floor. Turn your right hand back and then bend your elbow. Try to bring that right hand around. You didn't hear that probably, but my hip just popped. All right. Take your gaze up. Roll your heart up towards the sky. Keep really solid in your legs. Keep squeezing the legs. Good. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Turn the torso, plant the hands, step back. You can add a vinyasa if you would like to. Okay. So come to your knees for a second. When you're ready, bring your knees down to your heels. And I'm just going to walk you through the next pose. It's an arm balance. It's a little tricky. It's called firefly. If you want to skip it, skip it. You can also just come into a squat. So as we walk through this, if you're just going to do the squat, remember how we did it earlier? Right foot's going to step to the outside, left foot's going to step to the outside, and then we can drop down into our squat. And if you want to go into the firefly, you're going to bring the hands down to the floor. So you definitely need some hips to be warmed up before you do this, and shoulders too. I'm going to walk the hands behind my feet. Turn the toes to face the top of the mat. You might even lift your heels and let your heels rest on your fingers. Remember, all the fingers are pointing forward. And then we just set the hips down onto the arms. And this might be it for you. You might just stay here. This is good too. Squeeze the legs into the arms and stay. All right, and then if you want to start moving into that arm balance, you'll walk your feet forward a little bit. Stay strong with your hands. You might cross your ankles. Hold there. If you want to continue, you start to stretch the legs straight. Okay, and if you fall out, just let your butt come to the floor. Great. All right, so wherever you are, come to a seat. Let your butt come to the floor again here. And we're going to do a little boat pose. So lean back, and then the hands can always stay back for support here. Let the fingers point towards the top of the mat. You can stay here. Maybe you just let your tip toes touch the floor, your big toes touch the floor. That's great. Or you can come and hold on to the back of your thighs and lift your feet away from the floor. You can stay here with the hands supporting. Okay, and then if you want to continue with both, you can stretch the arms forward, stretch the fingers forward. You can always straighten the legs or just keep them back. Wherever you are, just lift your heart here. Slide your shoulders down, lift your heart. Take another breath. Nice long exhale. 2 more, inhale. Great, exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, good. Hands come in to wrap around the knees. Drop the feet. And give it all a hug. Squeeze tight here. Tuck your chin. Round your back. Sigh it out. Great. Let the knees open up wide. Let the soles of the feet come together. You can grab onto your ankles. A nice tall spine. Inhale. And then as you exhale, take a hinge forward. So maybe the elbows are pressing into the legs. Take 2 more breaths. Good. Rise back on up. Let the hands help the knees close like a book again. One more squeeze. Let the chin tuck round the back. Slide the shoulders away. And then release. And we're going to come into, or go into a flow. So if you want to skip that, you can just come to the side and go back to down dog. Otherwise, you can cross your ankles, roll over, step back, and maybe take a flow. Once you're back in down dog, big breath in. And a long breath out. All right. And again, let the knees come down to the floor. We're going to sit on the shins. And we're going to do camel for our back bend today. We'll do a couple of them. So I'll give you some options here. We'll start with the first one, rise on up to your shins. I like to tuck the toes. That brings the heels a little closer. So tuck your toes behind and then bring your hands back behind you. So you can make fists here. You can have flat palms with fingers facing up, or you can have flat palms with fingers facing down. But whichever way you do it, just keep squeezing your elbows in towards one another. And then as you inhale, lift from the heart, and you might lean back a little bit here. It's not about getting your gaze all the way back. You can keep your gaze right where the ceiling and the wall meet each other. It's more about lifting in your heart. So if your practice includes camel regularly, you can bring your hands all the way back to your heels. Let the fingers go inside, the thumbs go outside. Good. So when you come back up, use your core. Pull your belly in. Use your core. Let your palms come together. And then exhale, settle back down, hips to heels. Slow the breath down. All right, number 2, we'll rise on up. So again, I like to tuck the toes here. You can take that first option again. You can take this into a little modified one. Take the left fingers back and reach the right fingers up towards the sky. So if you want to make that a little bit more challenging, or a lot more challenging, move your right foot forward. Let's see if I can get this in the screen here. Now the key is you got to keep the foot flat. That right foot's got to stay flat, pushing down into the mat, because you really need this right leg to help you here. All right? And then once you're there, inhale, lift your left arm. Exhale, take it back just like we did with both knees down. And then stretch the right fingers back. See if you can square a little bit more. So instead of being open to the left side, square more so that the left hip and the right hip bones are pointing up towards the sky. And keep pressing into that right foot. All right, wherever you are, belly pulls in or helps us come back. And then we drop the hips to the heels again, hands to heart center. Take a settling breath in. And a long breath out. All right, and one more time. Rise on up. Tuck the toes. If you're staying here with both knees down, right fingers go back. to the right heel, left fingers reach up towards the sky. If you want to try the other version, left foot goes forward. Flatten that left foot. Keep a little bit of a bend behind your left knee. All right, and then right arm reaches up. We stretch the right fingers back. We stretch the left fingers back. Try to square the hips off. Keep pushing down into the left foot. Use the core to help you come back to center. Let the hips drop to the heels, hands come to heart. Close down the eyes, take a big inhale. Nice long exhale. Great work. Okay, you are welcome to go through one more vinyasa flow if you'd like to. Or we're going to come down to our back. So let your hips slide out to one side and let your feet come around forward. And then roll on down to your back. Use your core as you come down. We're going to round the back, little C curve here. Reach the fingers forward. Go slow, go slow, go slow. And then let the whole back touch down to the floor. Bring one knee into the chest and the other knee into the chest. All right, and we will find happy baby again, like we did in the beginning. So let the knees go wide. Hold on to your ankles, your toes, your feet. You can always grab onto the hamstrings too. And you can add that motion again, that side to side. Okay, and then if you want to linger on one side here, roll over to your right. Straighten your right leg, reach through your heel, let your left heel drop in towards pelvis. Come back to center. And then we go to the left, straighten your left leg, drop right here, heel towards pelvis. Good, and then we come back to center. And let the knees close again like a book. Come together. And final twist. Let the arms open up to T or to cactus. Bring both knees over to the left side. Take a breath in. And a big exhale out. Belly pulls in. Bring knees back to center. Exhale, take knees over to the right. Take gaze to the left. Full breath in. And exhale. Bring knees back to center. One final squeeze. Squeeze knees to chest. Make everything really tight. Let the hands reach for the heels. Pull in. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then when you're ready to inhale, let it all go. Lengthen out. Reach through your fingers. Reach through your toes. Stretch out your belly. Take a full breath in. Open up your mouth. And exhale, side out. Let your arms come to your sides, your palms face up towards the sky. Your feet fall open. And take a moment here in Shavasana. start to deepen your breath. Make some small movements, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let your head move side to side, just go nice and slow. And on your next inhale, stretch long again, arms up over the head, stretch through the fingers, stretch through the toes. Big inhale. Exhale, knees to chest and roll on over to your side. On your baby's pose. Inhale. And then exhale. Help yourself come up to a seated position. Kind of nice, tall spine here. Let the hands reach out to the side, fingertips touch the floor. We'll take one more breath together. On the inhale, palms come up over the head. Hands come together. The thumbs come to your heart, and the heart come to your thumbs. And our reading for today from Yoga 365. The experience of fullness. What does fullness feel like to you? To some people, it feels like contentment or satisfaction. To others, fullness invokes a state of being on the verge of overflowing with love. Fullness can feel like satisfaction, a deep sense of calm, or an expansive sense of joy. Fullness may feel like completion, as if there is nothing you need to change. The experience of fullness cannot be completely described. When your heart is so rich with feeling that you have no words, that is fullness. Thank you guys for sharing your practice with me. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.